does not have any turrets at all. He's got no turrets because he was expecting lurkers. And he must, now we definitely know that he spotted those lurkers. I suspected that he did, and that's why his SCV left town. Because it was, well, I mean, the SCV would have died anyways. But he knew that the lurkers were out, and I'm really surprised that Nada didn't actually check to see if there was going to be any other tech coming out like these Mulisks. But anyways, there's the raids. He has to reveal the raids. 4 raids along with Medic Marines chasing those Mulisks away. Looks like one race is going to get picked off. Wow. Anyway, yeah, so very, very nice play by Julyzerg. Very, very tactical. He killed those temples in the back and forced Nada to defend his back and then went in the front. And then he also went lurkers and forced Nada to defend against lurkers and then went mutas as well. So really switching things up. I'm really using the advantage of Zerg to full effect. The advantage of Zerg of being able to switch text so quickly. And nice comsat going down. It's going to spot all kinds of stuff. Spot the spore, spot the hive, spot the mutas over there. Although obviously he knew the mutas were there. Yeah, now cloak being upgraded, exactly. So that's going to make them really effective, and I'm really not surprised because it's going to be really, really good against those mutalisks to have those around, because it's going to be incredibly difficult for Julyzerg if you want to get an overlord in there to do some attacking. And it's going to be hard for Nada may go on the offensive too. He may go on the offensive and try and attack with those raids and do some harassment with them. But in the meantime, they're going to be really defensive because it's going to be hard for him to get an overlord into Nada's base. And here comes some major harassment with a lot of lurkers and mulisks, a ton of mulisks flying around now. And the raids are turning tail. Looks like I'm not exactly where they're going. They're going to try and do some harassment over here. But there is a spore colony, so that's going to keep Nada from being able to do too much. But the lurker's burrowing in the back. There are tanks there. Oh no, Nada does not cloak his raids. Nada just completely caught off guard. Oh no, and loses all of his raids carelessly. So, you know, I said in the first game that he was being a little bit uncharacteristically careless on a couple points, and we're seeing a little bit more of it here now. His multitasking not up to snuff, not up to the usual level of play that we would expect from Nada. I'm really actually startled. Nada is he's one of the players that just never plays badly. He never seems to do badly at all. So I'm a little bit surprised to see him being a little bit sloppy on more than one occasion like that. Obviously, you know, anyone can forget about raids here. Oh, beautiful irradiate! Julyzerg having a little bit of trouble separating them. Wow, that was a big irradiate. He did a lot of damage to a lot of mulisks there. And now Nada just pushing out full force from his front door, but Julyzerg already has defilers out. He's going to be able to put down some swarm on top of those lurkers before too long. Things not looking terribly good for Nada here at this point. It's hard to say which way it's going to go. It's all going to come down to the micro, but Julyzerg has a lot of forces in the air right now. He's trying to pick off the tanks with his mulisks to make it easier for the lurkers to deal with this situation. But Nada is slowly edging his way closer and closer to his front door. Another irradiate going off, picks out the mulisks a little bit quicker this time, and this time Nada is going to keep track of his vessels a little bit better, and the science vessels able to detect the lurkers, and the tanks able to pick them off very quickly. Oh, swarm going down! Nada not pulling his forces out of that swarm as quickly as I would have expected. But he is going to be able to get out of there, and there's a nice open area here in the middle, and so that means Nada is going to have a lot of area that he's going to be able to run around and dodge those swarms. Once he gets into the choke, into Julyzerg's choke point, it's going to be a lot more difficult for him to deal with that. But in the meantime, he's going to be able to dodge swarms very easily by just running around this big open area in the middle. Julyzerg has those lurkers burrowed up there, and maybe, I'm not sure if Nada realizes it, there's the comsat going off. I'm not sure what the SCV is. I think that SCV is to give vision or something. That actually doesn't make any sense at all. So Nada's back door is a little bit breached here, actually, and I'm not sure what he's going to have to do about it. He has a couple more tanks behind there, but it's going to be difficult for him to do much about that. Here's his tanks are going down, and it's not protecting him very well. He had the Marines there. He could have protected those tanks a little bit better, I think. But Nada having to focus on several different locations at once here, having a hard time focusing on the middle of the map and also his back door, which is in danger there. They haven't showed it in a while, so I can only assume that He's managed to clean up those lurkers, or at least if they fall back or something like that. But because he did have a couple more tanks behind there. Oh wow, 2 dropships coming in here. 2 dropships probably full of medic marines. There may be a tank in there theoretically as well. A squad of medic marines with a couple tanks might be very effective, but no, it's just all medic marines. His force in the middle of the map gets cleaned up though. The science vessels are going to have to turn tail, but in the meantime, Nada is going to be able to destroy this hatchery. In fact, he's running by it. He's going to try and kill some drones at the main first. I think, yeah, he's killed some drones at the main there before Julyzerg runs them away. And then he's going to lose that hatchery as well. Julyzerg did have some forces on that little ridge that he's going to be able to bring back. But Nada is going to just run away from the lurkers. Again, he's got a lot of room to run away from them. And the lurkers, you know, they're going to have to burrow, and then he'll run away, burrow, run away. Here comes some Mulisks. He may have enough Mulisks to take out this medic marine squad by itself. But some Zerglings and Hydras coming in as well. So that's definitely going to mop that up, but not before he kills off the spawning pool. And I'm not sure. I haven't checked. I haven't paid attention to see if he has the adrenal gland upgrade yet, and if he was able to cancel the adrenal glands by killing that spawning pool, that could be a pretty big boon to Nada's game here. But in the meantime, Julyzerg has another. He's had this base up and running at the top for a long time, and he's thinking about getting a 4th and possibly 5th base up here pretty soon. I mean, he had his 4th for a moment. And Nada's still on 2 bases. He's going to have to take his mineral only behind his main pretty soon, since he's probably going to be running out before too long of minerals in his main base probably. 2 more dropships coming out though. They are going to get spotted by, oh my god, a ton of forces coming in the middle here. What does Nada have to deal with this? Swarm going down as well is going to make it really difficult to deal with that stuff. And the bunkers do not seem to have a lot of forces in them as well. And Nada, oh man, not stimming those Marines out of the way, to get them out of the way. And oh man, Nada's front door completely breached here. I think Julyzerg has just taken this game because Nada was okay fighting 2 bases off of, fighting 3 bases off of 2. But now he's just at 1 base. He has a lot of science vessels out. But I don't think he's going to be able to irradiate all of those lurkers and all that crap that was in front of his base just a moment ago. And Nada, oh man, and that was his last option, I think, was to try and kill off that expansion of Julyzergs and try and keep things even. But as we can see, that attack failing to some Hydralisks. And, oh, beautiful plague on all but one of the science vessels. So I think this game is pretty much over. Julyzerg has pretty much taken this game. When there's that much swarm inside your base, and I mean, I'm not sure why he hasn't been irradiating. That's something we saw him against Savior a little bit as well. He wasn't quite as in top as he could have been on radiating the Defilers. And so Defiler's able to keep running in, keep consuming units, and keep putting down more swarms. And now Nada's base pretty much in tatters here. He's managed to irradiate most of the lurkers to death. And he's still be able to produce Marines out of those barracks. He's going to be able to clean up this attack. But as we can see on the minimap and what the observers have been showing us, Julyzerg setting up for another attack. He's just mounting up another group of forces. He's going to try and just punch this home right now and really just finish off Nada as quickly as possible, not let Nada get back into the game. And Nada just desperately trying to build more barracks in the background, trying to get out some Marines. And it's just really difficult. He did manage to get that command center up in the back, actually, so he's kind of at 2 bases still, even though he lost his natural expansion with the gas. But again, I just think it's too much. Nada sees that force coming in with like 3 Marines on the ground. Nada GG's. So Julyzerg is then going to pick his next opponent for who to play next, and unfortunately only a couple of games are out. I don't want to spoil it by checking the results or anything like that. And the VODs are not out yet for the rest of the games that I have availability to. So I don't know who's next, and I'm not sure who's going to cast them next. So just keep an eye out. Diggity may do it. We may do some duels on the next few games. But definitely exciting stuff. Kind of a cool show match. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.